I'm a hard-working man.
Hi, this is Concrete Charlie. Thank you for tuning in to Ask Concrete Charlie. With a few of these under our belts, we're starting to get quite a few emails, not only about your repair needs, but also with follow-up questions on prior topics we covered. This week's show is going to be a little different than what you're used to, because we have a guest to start things off. And don't worry, for all of you sending in fan mail, Tim will be with us too. He's on his way back to the shop right now. So without further ado, I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Jonathan Burgess, who currently provides statistical analysis for industry publications, specializing in the trades. In fact, he was one of the first to point out a while back the trend toward homeowners deciding to remodel and build additions versus selling and buying bigger homes. Today, we're going to pick his brain about the trends and direction in the waterproofing industry. Glad you could be here, Mr. Burgess. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And please, Charlie, call me John.
Sure, John, thanks. If you don't mind, I'd like to get right to it. What have you found out about how homeowners are making decisions about waterproofing?
Well, first of all, there's been a big shift in how homeowners are approaching home improvement projects in general. Do-it-yourself projects around the home are more complex and involved than what most homeowners used to take on themselves. They're willing to try a bigger project themselves in order to save money. Money is the issue. In the waterproofing industry, most homeowners still depend on professionals to make repairs. However, they educate themselves now to make sure only necessary work is done. Homeowners are more specific when describing their problems, and we've noticed that they use photos with their emails to document the perceived repairs needed in order to avoid the unnecessary repairs.
We've been trying to educate consumers for decades on only making repairs that are needed. I can't even count how many times a homeowner has been relieved when I tell them that the only repairs that are needed are the cracks. They're so happy because the other guys have told them that they needed perimeter drain tile.
Unfortunately, that's what has given your industry a bad name. Most people don't know what they need until they consult a professional. We have found through our research that many consumers of waterproofing services are upset by what they see as being oversold. We conducted a survey of homeowners. The sample of homeowners used for this study had to have had waterproofing repairs made before September of last year, 2008. Out of 903 people surveyed, 87% were happy with the results of the work that was done, meaning their problem was solved. However, 68% felt that they had been sold a larger repair than was needed. 19% didn't care just as long as the repairs worked. And 13% felt they received exactly the repairs they needed. Here's the part that's amazing. As far as I'm concerned, based on average job size and number of jobs done by you, Concrete Charlie, and the two largest waterproofers in the market, we can extrapolate how much money homeowners have overspent in the past 35 years.
Really? Wow, this ought to be good.
Based on the 500,000 jobs done, you represent 20 to 25% of those jobs. You have issued over 135,000 lifetime guarantees, which means your jobs have solved your customers' problems. The average job size of the other two contractors is about $5,800 more than your average job size. Assuming the 68% number is correct, and that's how many feel they paid more than they should have, homeowners have spent almost $1.6 billion more than they should have on waterproofing repairs. That's billion with a B.
Wow, unbelievable. I've always known there was too much money being taken out of the pockets of homeowners, but I would have never have guessed that the number was in the billions. Well, hopefully, if anything positive comes out of the current economic conditions, it's that homeowners are taking the time to understand the problems and believe that the solutions proposed are actually needed. John, you've really shed a light on some interesting things. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you'll come back with more interesting stats in the future.
Thank you, Charlie, for having me on the show. I'd be happy to come back. Just let me know. Keep up the good work you're doing. I hope the folks know how much you've saved them over the years, and take care.
Incredible stuff, folks. I wonder where Tim is. He should have been here by now.
Well, sorry I'm late, Charlie. I got caught by that train again.
Not a problem. You made it just in time to read an email for us, though.
Well, excellent. How about this one from Nick in Manawan, Wisconsin? Dear Concrete Charlie, I bought a one-shot kit from you about a month ago, and as advertised, it was really easy to use. I know you guys guarantee the cracks that you repair because you install stitches so they won't re-break. If my crack needs a stitch, I'd like to do it. I'm just not sure if I need to. My foundation is 8 feet deep, the crack was less than a 1/16 of an inch, and in a corner. Do I need a stitch? He goes on to say, when is it necessary to install a stitch?
Well, first of all, Nick, you don't need to stitch that one. But, so you know, there are several conditions that do require one or more stitches. If a crack is off of a window, off of a beam pocket, in a wall 6 feet or shorter, previously patched, or greater than 1/8 of an inch, you should always install a stitch. It's better to take the time and effort to do it than to have to go back if the repair fails. What do you think, Tim? Do you have a rule of thumb out there in the field?
Well, I almost always install a stitch. Since we're handing my lifetime guarantee, and it only takes a few more minutes, I feel better than leaving the job knowing that I don't have to go back unless there's something else the customer wants us to take care of.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think we have time for one more email. How about this one from Marianne from DeKalb, Illinois?
Dear Concrete Charlie, I have a 3-year-old house and I think that I have drain tile. I'm not sure because my neighbor has a house built by the same builder and he told me that our sub pumps collected the water from the window wells. I guess I'm confused because I thought drain tile was on the inside. Is there any way I can tell if I have drain tile and where it is if I do?
You know what, Marianne? This is another one of those topics I'd like to expand on, so we'll save it for next week since we're almost out of time.
Once again, I'll be on the edge of my seat waiting till next week. The suspense is killing me.
You really do think you're funny, don't you?
Yeah, I just like to watch you get frustrated.
I'm sure glad I can be your entertainment. I look forward to seeing your emails that you send to Charlie at concretecharlie.com with any of your questions, comments, or stories. Go to my website, www.concretecharlie.com, or go to YouTube, where you can see any of our newest videos or the video portions of these podcasts if you don't have a video MP3 player. Well, until then, we look forward to seeing you next week. And don't forget, if you don't ask Concrete Charlie, you probably won't get the right answer.
Poor working man, I got it all